This week on Live Action News Now.
My mother would say, the only reason you're here is because the hanger didn't work.
Sylvester Stallone reveals he survived multiple abortion attempts. Plus, a pro-life counselor standing peacefully outside of an abortion facility was physically attacked by one of the facility's escorts. Guess which one gets arrested? And finally,
formula is a product that is not sourced traditionally at food banks. There needs to be a resource that is a bridge.
the first ever mobile formula bank launches in Pennsylvania. Live Action Nation, let's go. Hello and welcome to Live Action News Now. I'm your host, Juan Garcia, and if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any updates.
My mother would say, the only reason you're here is because the hanger didn't work. Or bouncing down those steps didn't cause you to get lost. And she said that, truthfully, Sylvester, if there was really something wrong with your brain, I would have definitely opened up the window and put you on the windowsill and let you freeze. Because I'd be doing you a favor.
In an episode of the Unwaxed podcast, Sophia and Christine Stallone interviewed their father, Sylvester Stallone, about the release of his new Netflix documentary. During the interview, they asked their father about his tough upbringing, including that his mother, Jackie Stallone, was nervous to have him, and as you saw, this interaction revealed something they didn't expect. Stallone's story shows that a mother's opinion on whether or not she wants her child has nothing to do with a child's humanity, right to life, or value. Stallone's daughters, who would not exist if Stallone's mother had successfully killed him, clearly want him as their father. Stallone is not alone. He survived an attempted self-abortion prior to the legalization of abortion in the United States, and babies are still surviving abortions today. Live Action News found 220 cases of abortion survivors reported from 1999 to 2023 in just 8 states. Because of a failure to require states to report abortion statistics or survivors, and abortionists' attempt to hide failed abortions, that number is almost certainly substantially higher. Now this. The first ever mobile formula bank launched in Pennsylvania last week, offering free formula to families who would otherwise struggle to afford it.
When 75% of all babies in the U.S. rely on some type of formula by the age of 6 months, and formula is a product that is not sourced traditionally at food banks, there needs to be a resource that is a bridge.
The Babies in the Burg mobile unit is operated by Beverly's PGH. It's designed to meet families in need. In addition to the formula, the mobile unit will offer a number of other supplies, including baby items, lactation support, and connections to area resources. The mobile formula truck is an expansion of 7 brick-and-mortar formula banks that Beverly's opened starting in 2022. The organization also throws baby showers for expected families. Since 2022, the organization has fed more than 3,000 babies and their families.
Dad! Get back! I told you not to push that into me. That's an assault.
A pro-life counselor standing peacefully outside of an abortion facility was physically attacked by one of the facility's escorts. Yet instead of the perpetrator being arrested, the victim of the violent attack was arrested instead. Yep, you heard that right. John Ryan was attacked outside of the Hope Clinic for Women in Granite City, Illinois, after verbally offering to help a woman get assistance instead of getting an abortion. In response, an escort screamed at him and began hitting him with her umbrella. I'd also like to add that John faithfully serves there all the time, which is why the escort knew his name. Police were called, but instead of arresting the escort, as I said, Ryan was arrested. Operation Rescue obtained police documents indicating Ryan's arrest was for charges of, quote, battery/makes physical contact. What does that even mean? While another document indicated battery, insulting, or provoking nature. Though Ryan did not strike the escort at any time. Do you guys remember this?
Are you familiar with the case of Paulette Harlow?
That's my girl, PH75.
She's a 75-year-old elderly woman from Massachusetts with a debilitating medical condition. She was prosecuted for violating the FACE Act and sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Since the Dobbs decision, actually more of our abortion-related violent extremism investigations have focused on violence against pro-life facilities, as opposed to the other way around.
Right. Like and subscribe to our channels, Christopher. I'm waiting. Now this, 2 doctors and a Chinese neonatal nurse on a flight to Beijing quickly jumped into action when a mother suddenly went into premature labor on an airplane. The baby, weighing just 820 grams, initially wasn't breathing and had no pulse. When flight attendants asked medical staff on board to try to save the preemie, Nurse Chen and 2 doctors, her colleagues, rushed to aid the mother and the baby. Zhang was holding her palm-sized baby daughter with the fetal membrane still attached in her hand. Quickly but calmly, Chen tore the membrane from the baby and began performing CPR on the tiny preemie while keeping her warm with a hot water bottle. The doctors helped to restart the baby's heart, and Chen continued performing CPR on the baby for approximately 90 minutes until the preemie could be rushed to a hospital after emergency landing in the Hunan province. This story is one of many celebrating the live births of premature babies. Sadly, abortion still claims many lives at the same gestational age as the little baby girl was born. In the United States, abortion is allowed even up until birth in 9 states. Remarkably, preemies have survived being born as young as 21 weeks.
Would you consider yourself pro-choice, pro-life, or neither?
Pro-choice. It should be available all the way until birth. Wow. It's too much. This is just crazy. Wow, I don't know none of this. I don't support it. No way whatsoever. Absolutely no abortion whatsoever. If you don't want to have a baby, don't have sex.
All right, one thing my best friend and I, you already know, researcher Carol, do here at Live Action is change hearts and minds on abortion. He is not alone in his previous misconceptions about what abortion really entails, the brutal and violent death of an innocent preborn child. The abortion industry thrives on peddling misinformation, which masks the horrific reality, glossing over it with words like freedom and empowerment, telling women that it is an American dream, and dehumanizing the preborn child by calling her a blob or clump of cells. What really happens is that the preborn child who is growing and developing in the mother's womb is violently starved, ripped apart, or poisoned, and no human should have to endure such a horrific death. And finally, safe haven laws exist in every state to protect newborn babies from abandonment by allowing their parents to surrender them to authorities or first responders at designated locations, no questions asked. Abby Rose, one of the first babies surrendered under Illinois' safe haven law, is grown up and speaking out. Rose was born in January 2005, but she doesn't know where she was born or to whom she was born. She was adopted by a couple who had been dealing with infertility. So many people can't have their own children, so giving someone an opportunity to have a baby and give them a great life is the best possible option, Rose said. I have a friend who got pregnant in high school and wasn't planning to. When she told me she was going to get an abortion, one thing I told her changed her mind. I could have been aborted. We could have never met. Her friend decided to keep her baby and has since given birth, all because of the decision Rose's birth mother made to protect her baby's life. Indeed, a powerful story. For the latest in pro-life news, visit our website at liveactionnews.org and follow us at Live Action News on social media. That does it for today's show. I'm Juan Garcia. Thanks for watching Live Action News Now. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification button so you don't miss any updates.